Hey there, this is Real Talk Baseball. I'm Carlos Baseball. With me, as always, is Will Power and Tony Snap. We have a good show for you guys today on week 9. We haven't been on the show for a while. I think we've been, what was the last 2 Thursdays or last week Thursday? That was the last show we did.
Yeah, it's
So
a holiday week. It's always harder around the holidays.
yeah, so we're trying to catch up on all the stuff that's been going on so far, but we'll try to do our best and get everything done. I know there's been a lot of things going on in fantasy baseball, a lot of news in baseball with sticky balls and stuff like that. Tony, you think that's a conspiracy theory, man, or you know? What do you
I was
think?
talking to you guys
I like
about it
that.
earlier.
Yeah,
Well, at first it's like, no, they're not gonna do anything, and then
yeah,
it's like, okay, now we're gonna crack down as soon as like Will had mentioned that Rawlings is gonna come out with their own MLB approved sticky substance. So
yeah.
I don't know. It just seems kind of weird, you know. It's
It
just
I
kind
read
of
an
fit.
article. I read an
Yeah.
article today that 80 to 90% of MLB pitchers use some sort of sticky substance.
yeah.
80 to 90?
80 to 90%, they said.
Are you kidding me? Damn, dude, like that's almost every pitcher. What they're gonna suspend? I guess that's why MLB's not doing anything about it. They've been knowing about this for a while now, though.
But like, how do you crack down on everybody? I mean, 90% is pretty much every pitcher in MLB.
Yeah,
You probably have like a good solid 5 out of the top tier pitchers that probably don't use it. But we've already seen the evidence of Garrett Cole.
mm-hmm.
We've
What's
already
that?
heard the evidence from Trevor Bauer that he even used it when he was in Cleveland, when he was in Cincinnati, and probably now with the Dodgers also.
Yep,
He wasn't using it.
he wasn't.
No, he wasn't using it, and he only started criticizing people that are like, maybe if I start doing it, maybe I'll get a big contract. And then guess what? He won the Cy Young that
Exactly.
year.
So he kind of implied that he did it, but he never really came out.
He's like, I can be good too.
But there was, do you remember the guy that got fired from the Angels? I think it was either last year or the year before, that kind of blew the whistle on 5 MLB pitchers, and 2 of them were Garrett Cole and Justin Verlander.
That's true, and I trying to remember his name. I'm kind of blanking out. I know who you're talking about, and not only him though. Josh Donaldson. We've talked about it in our last show that he's creating I guess it's a pamphlet of some sort to have all these pictures. Yeah, all these pictures that been on that's been using sticky substance. So
He's got to have like a list of like 300 dudes if 90% of the pitchers in MLB are using it.
Exactly. Like you can see on a bunch of videos, and a bunch of cameras are actually like focusing on these pitchers. They're focusing on their gloves, and you can see how they go to their glove. Like it's really, really
Natural
noticeable
for them now.
Exactly. So imagine, you remember who was it? Severino, when he had the pine tar, was it pine tar on his neck, and then he got thrown out. So you have to pretty much hide it so no one can see it.
Yeah,
like, come
that
on.
one was out in plain sight. Like, what the hell are you thinking? Like, that one was ridiculous.
Yeah, but
I don't even think it was Severino. I think it was Pineda.
Oh, it was Pineda.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right.
Severino on that light, bro.
Yeah, thanks for coming with the clutch hit right there, Tony. That one was a save, Marino. Dude, but yeah, man, I made a little video, about it, and a lot of people don't even know if they need to what is it that MLB needs to be doing about it, or they're just letting it slide. And you're saying that Rawlings is coming out with an approved MLB, they're going to allow it. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think it should be approved, or it should be something that they shouldn't even have out there? Because right now you're seeing all these no hitters. You're already seeing the ball already got then, right? It's something that the hitters you're seeing more strikeouts this year. So is that something that they should legalize, or that we shouldn't, as fans shouldn't even care? Or, what is it? Like, what do you like? Give me your thoughts. Like, what do you guys think?
Go ahead, Tony.
Well, I personally think they're bringing this about and saying like, okay, we're going to approve this Rawlings sticky substance or whatever. We're going to approve it just so I guess the community and everybody stops talking about it. You know, because once you approve that, how are you going to distinguish it from something else? What, you know?
Yeah.
So I think they're just doing it. So I guess like a lot of people can kind of stop talking about it. And because I honestly feel like, how are you going to distinguish one from the other? You know?
True.
So
that's true. And then we don't know if it's pine tar. We don't know.
I don't know what it's going to be
Yeah,
either.
you don't even know what it is. Like a lot of pitchers been thrown out, like in the 70s, 80s, even in the 90s. There was a lot of pitchers got kicked out. Like what was it? The 1988 World Series champs, the Dodgers. Like when they were playing the Mets, one of the pitchers in the playoffs had pine tar in his glove, and they researched that. They took his glove, and the commissioner took it, and they suspended him for 2 games. So, I mean, now you have it in your glove, and the umpire can't even go out there and check. Like, nah, man. I think it's getting out of hand, and I mean, everybody has their opinion on what's going on. We're seeing less hitting than we've seen in other years. We're seeing more pitching. We already seen seven no hitters. Am I correct? Or 6 no hitters? Right?
6.
It's a lot. It's a lot. We're not even at the halfway point.
Yeah.
Like, Will, you tell me.
To be honest with you, I'm actually kind of surprised that we haven't seen a no hitter in like 2 weeks.
I know we haven't called Nostradamus. You called it. You were supposed to call it. What happened? Dude, tell me what you think, Will.
Bagged it.
I was hoping Cobb was gonna go for a no hitter today. That way I can catch up to you in our fantasy league. Will
Tony tried to say David Price was going to get the next no.
Hey man, le echaron la sal.
Dude, well, I mean, if you guys are ready to move to the next segment, we can go ahead and move on. Will, you don't want to give us your thoughts on the substance?
On this one, I'm really kind of undecided. On one hand, I'm just kind of like, everyone's doing it, so it's not that big of a deal. Might as well just go ahead and make it legal.
Yeah.
You know. But then on the other hand, it's like you're giving these pitchers an advantage over the hitter. Why can't it just be you know, who the best player is, pitcher versus hitter, just skill wise? But then also you also have the batters that are going out in the clubhouse or in the dugout and looking at tape, you know, during the game and watching these pitchers pitch. So it's kind of like they're both trying to get the upper hand on each other. So if you're going to make one thing legal, like the use of a sticky substance, then you might as well make it legal also for them to use the power of technology. In my eyes.
Oh, the trash can, you mean?
Maybe. I
think that's a little far-fetched.
Well,
here comes a curveball.
I say it right now because it is illegal. But if they don't deem it to be illegal anymore, then, you know, go ahead and call it whatever you want.
That's true. That's true. Well, I mean, we all gave you our thoughts on that, and if you have questions, go ahead and put them on the message board or send them out on Instagram. We have Will on there; he can answer them, and we'll go ahead and put the questions on here and answer them for you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and that like button. We appreciate everybody that's here watching us right now. Let's keep moving on. You guys remember this guy? He's a coach for the White Sox, Larussa, man. We've heard some stuff going with this guy, and I mean, Tony, talk to us about this guy, man. What do you think?
I don't know. This is like the perfect picture that explains
exactly, right?
He looks so lost. Like, you know, some old man trying to keep up with these young kids with this uniform and the hat to the side. You know, I mean, at one point he was like a good coach, but I mean, when you hear him talk nowadays, I just feel like he's totally on the opposite end of where he should be as far as like coaching his players. You know, I mean, I can't really talk, you know, but like at least back up your players. That's where I'm trying to go with it.
That's
you know?
the problem.
Like just back them up.
So hold on, let me give a little bit of background with why we're talking about this guy. The reason why we're talking about Larussa is because he did not back up his player that hit a home run on 3-0. So he had 3 balls, no strikes, and he went for it and he hit a home run.
It wasn't just a 3-0 pitch. It was a 3-0 pitch off of a position player. It wasn't even a pitcher.
Yeah, a position player, and the White Sox were winning by a bunch of runs already. So, it's it's something that we thought that we need to go ahead and talk about because he's an older guy and this guy's not letting the kids play from what, MLB is trying. I guess that came out in 2017 where, the commercials were like, let's let the kids play, let them play. And this is not letting them play. This is kind of like you're getting mad and actually agreeing with a opposing team, when that player is getting hit. Like, are you serious? Like that's where a lot of people take exception to his actions. Like, I know I believe there was a pitcher from the White Sox that said that he shouldn't be doing that. And Larussa said, well, that's why he's a player. He has his locker, and that's why I have my office.
That was Keuchel, I think.
Was it Keuchel or was it the guy that was in Texas? Lance Lynn.
Oh, you're
It
right.
was Lance Lynn. It was Lance Lynn, dude. So it's I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, Will, what do you think?
I think it's time for LaRussa to go, man. I think did Yermin Mercedes, was he in the wrong? I think so. I think if it's a 3-0 pitch on a real major league pitcher, then best against the best, like whoever can best out each other. But when it's a position player, because it's already what inning was it? It was like the 11th inning, 12th inning, something like that.
No. It was an extra.
They were winning by like 10 runs.
They were winning by 10 runs, so it must have been probably
they
by
had
the
already
7th or
exhausted
8th.
their bullpen.
Yeah.
I mean, just to get through the game, they threw their position player in there, and he swung that bat really hard. And against a position player, it's like, I know you want to get your stats up, just like we were talking about Tatis getting the grand slam on the 3-0 pitch. Yeah. You want to get your stats up. So that's what you do. But you're also a batter going against a pitcher. You don't do that against another batter, in my eyes. It's like bunting when you have a no-hitter. That's one of the things that
I'm going to go that far.
The unwritten rule, like to be honest,
that's different. About. Unwritten rules. I'm not saying like it's like on the same level, but
that's different, Will. I think the home run for me, it's a position player. It's not my fault you're putting them out there. I'm still trying to play. I'm still trying to get my hits in. I'm still trying to run bases. I'm still trying to do what I need to do. So that's where I feel like it's different. It's different because it's a 3-0, but like baseball's not it's not a timed game. It's not a game where it's like, oh, you reach 5 minutes, that's it, you're done. No, it's inning game.
Yeah, anything could happen.
Anything could happen. Like we've been saying this like for a long time. Like you could get 11 runs in one inning. Dodgers did it.
But going back to like the topic about like Larussa, even though I don't really think that he should have swung that hard on that type of pitch from a position player, I still think that Larussa should have had his back. And if he's not going to have his back, just don't say anything.
Exactly. Yeah. Tony, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was just, since we were talking about like, okay, you shouldn't be batting, up 10 runs. How do you guys feel about like maybe in the late major leagues, like if a team just decides to like forfeit, like, you know what, we don't want to go into our bullpen, we're trying to save our guys for the next one.
Like a mercy rule type thing, like we did in little league.
Like if it's over,
well, but that would be forced. 12, I think he's saying like the team that's losing actually says.
Yeah, but like a rule will have to apply that you're already down 12 runs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and it's past the 7th inning. Yeah, I think like giving the option to the manager, like I think that would be pretty cool too. Like just call the game. Fuck it, let's go home. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I think it's something cool.
It will prevent that too, and it'll keep players fresh. I mean, you already got blown out.
I think honestly, that's a good idea. A lot of people have been saying like, well, if you don't want that to happen, then why don't you just create the mercy rule? Like then by the 7th inning, if you do not score another run or you're up by 10, call it quits at the 7th inning and that's it.
I want to give that option, not necessarily it be a forced rule. Like, okay, that happens. You guys lost, game over. I think it would be like a more like of an option to a manager. Like, okay, you're already down 12 runs. It's the 8th inning. Do you guys want to continue this, or do you want to just call it?
But then how do you revive your team back from something like that? Because as a manager, if you're calling the game because you're down 10 runs, it pretty much means that you don't think that your team can score 10 runs in the next couple innings. So it's
I think that's
up on your team.
I think that's where there's going to be a lot of things like, oh, as a fan, you're going to be like, man, what the hell? You can still come back, dude. Like, you know, like,
we saw last year.
The coach.
As a player, last year the Braves go home. Did we just leave already?
Like plus these guys are getting paid big money, so you expect that from them. You don't want to give up on them, especially if they're making $20 million a year, even if you're behind 10 runs. I mean, a rally happens a lot, and sometimes it just happens at the best time. And look at the Braves. They scored 29 runs in a single game last year.
Yeah.
So it's highly possible. Now, they had a crazy lineup with Freeman batting 340 and Osuna just hitting home runs left and right, along with everyone else on their team. You know, they scored the second most runs in the whole league, just right behind the Dodgers. So that's kind of a bad example. But there are other teams that have scored, 10 plus runs that usually only score maybe 1, 2, or maybe sometimes not even at all.
Yeah, that would be something that the MLB would have to really look into. And it, like I said, Tony La Russa is one of those old managers. Once he's done with the White Sox, when he's done with the White Sox, I'm pretty sure that this, I don't know if this is going to continue, because you still have Dusty Baker, but he's actually letting the Astros play. He's letting them do whatever, the Astros do, which is, old style type management with Dusty Baker compared to Tony La Russa. It's different styles I see. So, I mean, we'll see as the season continues, because he is in first place. Well, he does have the White Sox in first place.
Yeah, but you also see Dusty Baker. He has his teams back. Like when Joe Kelly, the whole situation when he threw behind Bregman, he yelled something to Joe Kelly, like, get your ass back in the dugout or something like that. Like after the inning was over, he tried to stop him from talking shit. So he was kind of having his teams back like that. I don't see Larussa as that type of manager. It would be totally different if he did. Maybe he's making some good decisions and that's why they're in first place, but he's not giving the team the respect that they deserve, and they're not respecting him because he doesn't have their back.
That's true, man. But I mean, it is what it is. It's like Tony La Russa. He's been respected. He won the World Series with the A's back in '89, and now he won 2 World Series with the Cardinals, right? So I mean, he's a elite coach. I mean, you have to respect the guy. He's been there. He knows how to get there. He knows how to get a team together and get them to the World Series and winning the World Series. So if the White Sox win the World Series this year, then you're going to be like, oh, okay, well, he has to kind of set his rules, and the team has to kind of follow his rules. And going back to what originally brought this conversation, which is why is Tony La Russa not backing his player up? There must be a reason why. He's seen something in the clubhouse. He probably, fans don't see. Actually, we don't see how he behaves and how he is. Yeah, maybe he gets out of hand sometimes.
But when he said he's okay with the pitcher throwing behind Mercedes, that's a little overboard.
Yeah, that sucks.
The manager.
Yeah, you need to back your team up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let's keep on moving on, man.
Sorry, just one more thing. If he
go for it.
If he does say that, he didn't agree with what Mercedes did, the 3-0 pitch when he hit the home run, I can understand him saying that he didn't like the decision that Yermin made. But then to say that he was okay with the other pitcher possibly trying to hurt Mercedes, obviously these guys aren't trying to hurt them on purpose, but what if he was off a little bit and actually did hit him
in the face, like Pilar got hit in the face?
Pilar got it bad, but he's actually back. You see him?
Yeah. What, 6 games? 6? He was only out 6 games.
Yeah, something like
that. Yeah, that's it.
Man. He has a Batman mask on.
He had surgery and everything, and he came back. And his first at bat, he got a base hit.
You guys see his mask that he's wearing?
Yeah, he's wearing that LeBron mask, I guess.
I saw a meme. It said Superman turned into Batman. With Toronto, he's making all those diving plays and everything.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. Dude, let's move on, man. I saw a play today. You know how Kershaw pitched today, and we got to see the Dodgers and Braves. For those of you guys that are Dodgers fans, the Dodgers didn't do so well today. But yeah, I saw a play on there, and I want to show you guys. What do you guys think about this? Was this a balk or not? Are you guys seeing the video?
Yeah,
Are you guys seeing it for the first time, or you guys watched the game?
Nah,
I watched the game.
Look. Look at that. Was that a balk?
no.
No?
I don't
Look at
think
it. Look
so.
at it. Look at it again.
No, he didn't. He didn't make his left foot, his back foot, go towards the mound.
His back foot.
Yeah, that's like the signal that should be a balk, right? If your back foot goes towards the mound on a pitch. So his right foot was moving, but his left foot stayed in position.
So his left foot stays in position, but when his foot goes up, it's directed at first base. So that's not a balk right there in itself. But he's kind of leaning towards home plate. He's already kind of at a 45-degree angle going forward. Then he decides to go to first base. So it's kind of in between. It's one of those. Julio Diaz does the same thing.
Yeah,
he
kind of learned that from Urias.
Yeah. So you need to be on. I guess it's under the 45-degree angle, trying to go home and then go to first. It's kind of hard to explain for people that don't know what a balk is. It's really difficult to understand as a baseball fan as well, because you know when it's a lefty and trying to throw to first. Tony, are you lost on this one?
They always change the rules too. I remember
you hard
had
to
to
just
step off the rubber. Like you couldn't be on the rubber. That was one of the rules. Like when I was a kid. Like if you're on the rubber, then it's a balk.
Yeah.
Like you have to step off.
Yeah. For a lefty, it's always been because they're facing first base. You lift your foot up, and if their foot, let's say your leading foot, it's actually how can I explain it? If your toe is pointing towards a little bit off of the first base and you throw to first, then that's a balk, which is, it's hard to explain for people that don't understand what a balk is. Even for a baseball fan, even for a baseball veteran, it's hard to explain what a balk is. Even for the umpires, when that play was over, the Braves were arguing it.
New York.
They were arguing that play. So it's like it's difficult. It's difficult for umpires even to agree or disagree if that was a balk or not.
Because it could be the tiniest little thing that someone notices that other people don't. And when you look at it in the replay, and it's really hard because it's such a small fraction of a move that they say that you can make to not be called a balk or to be called a balk.
Yeah. So the safest bet for everybody, just to know, like a balk it's when you have an intention to throw to first base and you don't take your back foot off of the rubber. So yeah, it's gonna be hard to explain. Can you guys explain the balk? I don't know if you guys.
I'm not even gonna agree with everything Carlos said.
I'm just gonna be like blah, 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 blah. I don't know, dude. A balk is kind of hard to explain. I think the balk is the hardest play in baseball to explain to a person that doesn't play the game.
Not only that,
doesn't watch the game.
It's also the thing that's probably most argued about.
Yeah. So, Will, you should make what is it, balk 101 video, man. Dude, it'll be hard. It'll be hard to explain.
That's hard, man.
It really is. Hard. It's a hard one. It's a hard one. That's why I actually put it on here, because I'm like, you know what? A balk is a play that's really hard to actually explain to a player. Now imagine explaining it to someone that's not a fan. So I'll try to create a video and see one of those little 1 minute or 2 minute videos explaining the balk and see if I do a good job on it. You guys ready to move on to the next next segment? Yeah. All right. Sure. Hey, is there any questions out there? Let us know if there's anybody that's asking questions, if we can go ahead and talk about it here. Tony, any fantasy baseball news that you got for us? I know Belly and Harper came back. Yeah. So what's up, man?
Yeah. How do you feel about that? I mean, I'm excited about those guys coming back. Kentel Marte, I'm sure a lot of people are excited about that guy. He's been going off since he came back.
Yeah.
I told you.
Pretty good.
I
Yeah.
told you before the season started.
Yeah.
I told you he was a
That
top
was before the
baseman.
season, though. That was before the season.
He's really good, man. He's been he looks like all-star caliber.
And what was your answer all the time? Oh, he's on the Diamondbacks. He's on the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his answer. That was his answer. I remember.
How many RBIs he's got?
How many?
Shitload. No. Well, he was out for a little bit, so not as high as it should be. But
I don't know. But he's good. So I'm excited.
There's another guy from Arizona that's been doing really good too. Pavin Smith. I think that's his name.
Yeah, I think that is his name, but I don't know. He's like man to me.
Hey, well, I think Javi's asking. He probably thinks you have a Houston Astros shirt. Actually, can you pull up your shirt and show him that it's not? There you go. There's no Astros here, man. And Ozballs is saying, can you or should it be challenged in the video reviewed? So a bot can't be reviewed from what I was hearing in the game. It's all upon umpire's decision. So if an umpire feels like that's a balk, and hopefully that's what you're asking, then it's a balk. It won't be reviewed. It's it's kind of difficult. I'll try to explain it on the small video. Like I said, I'll try to create one. Hopefully, I can do a good job at it. But yeah, go ahead, Tony. Continue, man. Sorry.
Those guys are coming back, or are already back, and hit the ground running. Bellinger had a grand slam this week.
Did he hit a 3-0? Was it 3-0 too?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I think it was, right? I think so. I think it was a 3-0. But see, that's a different 3-0. Bellinger, got you what? How many points did he get you? 12?
20 for the day.
For the day,
really?
man.
Yeah.
20. Making up for the rest of the strikeouts from the days before, huh?
Oh man.
He's doing okay.
What about Harper?
Harper just came back today. He got like 4 or 5 points today.
Yeah, I think he had 2 hits
and
a couple RBI.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's still like a couple of guys went down this past week though. Or I think we mentioned it in the last episode. Luke Voigt went down.
Yeah.
Laureano went down.
All right.
Kyle
So
Lewis.
now that Luke Voigt went down, who do you guys replace him with? What other first baseman is out there?
That guy you mentioned earlier, with the Cubs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I picked him up in 2 leagues. What is that?
What's his name? Hey, Sam, I just saw your question. Are you guys talking about the Pintor for cheating situation? We actually spoke about it at the beginning of the show. It was the opening segment. So go ahead, Will.
Patrick Wisdom.
Yeah, I'll pick up that guy.
Yeah, it's a good one. And
does he have a lot of wisdom?
And apparently he does.
Doing good.
But I don't get it though, because this guy's eligible at first and third. I haven't watched a lot of Cubs games, but you have Rizzo at first and you have Bryant at third. And I saw Bryant just got first base eligibility also. Was Rizzo out for a little bit?
He was out for like 6 games.
6 games. It was 5. No, 6 games. 6 games. You're right.
Yeah.
6 games.
So that's probably just enough that Bryant needed to get the first base eligibility, because he has first base and I think it's Yahoo now.
And outfield too, right?
Yeah. First, third, and outfield. Yeah. So they probably have Wisdom playing third now that Rizzo's back, and they probably have Bryant playing outfield.
Yeah, that sounds right. But hey, Wisdom. Oh man, is Wisdom? Is he still available out there? Is he one of those players that's
25% rostered?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he should be widely available.
Oh yeah, he's widely available.
And this is Yahoo, right?
Everywhere I could. This is Yahoo. Yeah.
Yahoo. I'll look for it
him
right
up
now.
everywhere I could.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's continue. Will, you asked me about this one, so tell me what is it that we're looking at here?
All right. So you didn't really get to see what happened before this, but Rhys Hoskins in the 9th inning hit a double. Okay. And no outs. Washington is up 2-1, and Davey Martinez I'm sorry. Who's the Phillies manager right now?
Girardi.
Girardi, there you go. Girardi decided to get a pinch runner for Rhys Hoskins and put in Goldilocks. I don't even know his name.
Yeah, Goldilocks sounds about right.
So there was a little bit of a wild pitch. Pitch goes in the dirt, and then the catcher throws, or was about to throw to second to try to get a rundown, and the Goldilocks ended up getting caught between third and second base. And then the catcher just runs out to pretty much to where, the shortstop plays and just tags him out in between third and second. I've never seen that before, man.
Dude, well,
that is bad base running.
Right. That's what they teach you in Little League, right? They teach you to run to the player, show him the ball, run to the player, keep going until he gets closer to the base. If he gets closer to the base, he never got close nowhere.
No, he just
stuck in the middle.
There. He was kind of like going back and forth for a little bit, but then he's just like, "Oh man, I'm caught." And
he got caught in the middle. He was like, "Man, the catcher has no legs. He has the what do you call it, the knee savers and the shin guards. He's not gonna run fast. He ran pretty fast with all that stuff, man. Like he had some speed. He had some wheels." Yeah, dude. But I think he did the right thing.
We've seen Josh Harrison in that type of situation many times, and he gets himself out of it more often than not. So it's possible to get, inside of a pickle and get out of it more than just a handful of times. So this guy, he's a rookie. He must be a rookie, right? Because I have no idea who he is.
I think he was with like
who, Goldilocks?
Mariners.
Yeah. I couldn't see his jersey, so I didn't know. I didn't see the back.
I just heard the announcement on the the thing. It said Goldilocks. I'm just playing. No, I can't see his name either. It cuts off when he's going into the dugout, so I didn't get to see his name. But yeah, it was an interesting play, man. I saw it, and I'm like, okay, well, he did the right thing. And I wonder what Will saw. Did he see something else? So it's a good thing you explained it. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Let's continue on, man. We have some 2-start pitchers for you guys on the board, so we'll go ahead and put them on here. If you guys are in fantasy baseball, Will, you said that Tony Gonzalez is a really good pick, and he's on the top of this list. He has the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Rangers, so he's a 2-starter this week. And
unfortunately, he's pretty universally owned, like everywhere. Well, he's over 50% owned, so that's the thing that's gonna impact our leagues that we have because it's so competitive. So there are a lot of other leagues that are out there that are maybe 10 team or even some 12 team where he's still available. So don't know how stretched out he is. I know he's already made a few rehab starts, so that's always good for him. He had 75 pitches in his last outing, so let's say that he can safely go at least 75 and maybe a little bit more. And against teams like the Pirates in Texas that have been generally pretty bad this season, I think
pitch a complete game with those.
Watch he goes. He gets the next no-hitter.
Who?
Gonzalez?
Oh man, I don't know.
No, he won't. I'm just saying.
Imagine he does though.
Against Pittsburgh,
David
Pittsburgh. David Price. Hey, so from these guys that are on the list, like if there's a viewer out there that's in fantasy baseball like Tony, actually, Will, you give me. Yeah, I know you said Tony Gonzalez, but give me a player that I can go ahead and pick up, like from this list, so I can be competitive in my next weeks.
It's really hard with this one because most of these matchups you have at least one bad matchup. So I think out of all of them, I would go with Bubic from Kansas City. He's going against the Angels without Mike Trout and against the A's, who have been kind of down since their first month of the season.
Yeah, I got Bubic, so I picked him up 2 weeks ago. He's been doing pretty good though. I don't see him being something that's against the Angels and the A's. I think it's a good match. Tony, who do you got? You're looking at the list. You're like, oh man, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean the only ones because like the only ones that will probably still be available, like their matchups aren't that great. I mean, there's Hauser, who has like a pretty decent matchup,
Yeah.
Because
with the Reds,
with the Reds and the Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but with the Reds, you got to be careful with those guys though.
Yeah, they go off.
With Winker, Castellanos, and now all of a sudden Suarez wants to hit. And they got the new guy too. They got
Indiana.
India.
India?
Yeah, India. Right? He's batting leadoff for them now.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
he is.
Yeah, I picked him up in a couple leagues.
How many leagues? Oh yeah,
Not
we
many.
already established
Plays
that.
like in 10 different leagues. That's why.
Yeah, I'm not
so-
doing that again, man. I think 2 is going to be my max from now on.
Yeah, that's what you said 2 years ago.
I know.
And then
I gotta stop doing that, dude. I just keep on like digging myself in a hole, and it's like I need to focus on just one, or like at least 2 of them, because
yeah,
I lose focus on all 4 of them when I'm trying to focus on one or the
dude,
other.
I'm playing in 2 of them and I lose focus on the
It's
2 of
hard,
them.
especially when you got a family and full-time job in addition to all this. So
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, this is a list. If you guys see something you guys like, go ahead and do it. And you guys have a question about it, Tony and will answer that question for you guys. I would too if I was that good in fantasy baseball. I'm not that bad. I'm doing okay.
You're doing
but
okay.
yeah,
You're
it's all
doing
right.
better
It's
than
just
Will's team.
yeah, I'm doing
Yeah.
pretty bad this year.
I see that. I see
Doing
that.
pretty bad.
Yeah, it's just the players didn't do what they were.
I think I'm
Yeah.
trusting these guys that are supposed to be studs for just a little bit too long. Like I've held a Suarez for way too long. You know, he's barely heating up now, and it's not even really like a legit heat up. He just increased his power, so he's hitting home runs like he usually does, and his batting average is still really low. So I probably should have dropped him a month ago and try to go after a different guy. Ty France, would be a good one to cover for a third baseman. But the thing that really made me hold on to Suarez is I was like, oh, he has shortstop eligibility now. So now I have a third baseman and a shortstop.
And a shortstop.
I think if he was just
I
third
don't
base,
think he's
I
droppable.
probably would have dropped him.
If anybody's out there, I wouldn't drop him though. I know you may be feeling frustrated, but those are the type of guys that are gonna get hot, and you're gonna want them on your team.
Yeah, but the problem is I'm 1-7 now.
Yeah, but see, like we say all the time, every managed team is different. Your needs are gonna be different, and then especially at this point in the season or the fantasy season, you got to start making decisions on where you need to improve, especially if you're like in last place, because your chances of getting into the playoffs are like that window is like
slowly closing.
Yeah, if you lose like a few more games, then that's it.
Yeah.
So week 9 is crucial. Week 9 is crucial for people that have players that are not producing. And right now I'm looking at some players that I'm gonna have to drop to pick. I just have to look at some players that I need to pick up. Tony, you talked about how the Marlins, they're going into that, they have 2 pitchers that are out. So Sixto Sanchez, you said Sixto Sanchez is done for the year, or they shut him down?
I think they just shut him down.
They shut him down, and they said that he won't be ready for another minor league rehab assignment for at least another month.
Okay. And then you said someone else from the Marlins. Lisa Hernandez.
He came back for 1 game and got hurt.
Really?
Yeah, they haven't put him in the IL or anything like that, but you would think they probably would.
So you're saying just wait for that stint and then drop him?
I mean, I'm ready to drop him because I wasn't looking at him as like a vital piece in my
your team.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're hurting in like we say all the time, every team is different. If you're hurting for pitching, you may want to be stashing these guys.
Especially if you have an extra IL slot.
Yeah. If you can, then definitely do it. But if not, then like we were saying, this week 9, week 10 is literally when it's crunch time. When a win and a loss can change everything.
Yeah.
So
especially where you're at in the standings.
There's another injury. John Means, he's out for a while. They don't know what's wrong with him. They think it's shoulder fatigue. So if you have John Means, like you want to actually read up on what's going on with him. Would you guys drop John Means? Is that one of the guys that you guys would drop? I mean, he's been doing pretty good. So, I don't think they've put him on the IL yet. So his return is not determined yet. But like I said, they're thinking that he has shoulder fatigue, and pitchers go through that where their velocity decreases and they're still hitting locations and in hitting their pitches, but the velocity's lower.
Doesn't move as much.
It doesn't move as much. And then not only that, they get to a point where they start feeling like their arm is sore. So like by the third or fourth inning, they start throwing a lot slower than what they did at the beginning of the game. So, I mean, yeah, that's one. And then you have JD Martinez. He had a wrist injury and he should be back tomorrow. So for you guys that have JD Martinez, I'm one of them. I'm reading up on him. So he's coming back tomorrow. He should be able to play for the Red Sox. Will, do you have any players that you can think of that's not in the IL, but are they should be able to come back soon or getting ready to come back?
I don't think I really have anybody on mine. I mean, maybe Zach Gallen.
Gallen, the elbow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they said there was no major damage, so that's good. But I want to say the last time he was like throwing from the mound, but not at full velocity.
Yeah. But see, he's coming back. Once he has no pain, he's going to start throwing. So it's an undisclosed timetable for him. So we really don't know when he's coming back. Hey, one of the guys that actually threw a complete game was the Astros, Greinke, right?
Greinke.
He hadn't thrown a complete game since 2016 or 15?
Has it really been that long?
It's been a long time, dude.
It's Ryan Yarborough also.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that was probably even a longer one for a team. That was a team.
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah, Tampa's been known to just pull their pitchers.
And that's so crazy because last year he was used as an opener. He was only going 1, maybe 2 innings tops.
Yeah.
And then this year he comes out and he throws 9 innings. That's insane. That's like 20 pitches compared to 120.
Well, he's been pitching like 4 or 5 innings the whole season.
What
he eventually built up to that. In the beginning,
last season he was.
Last season. Yeah, last season was different. I'm looking up what we talked about. Wisdom. I can't see for ESPN. It's taking forever to actually pull up that information because you know how you said on the Yahoo he was 25%. Oh, actually, there you go. On ESPN, 16%. So he's available out there for those of you that want to pick up a first baseman. He's eligible for third base as well. So yeah, I know it's kind of late in the show, but I kind of needed to get out of the slideshows to get into it. Yeah. Yeah. But it was messing with my head. I need to know. I need to go ahead and give that information. It happens, dude. It happens. It's one of the things that when we're going through the show, we want to go ahead and give as much information as you can, but sometimes we keep going with the show and then we forget and they're like, oh wait, I remember this.
I need to keep a notepad with me or something so that way I can start writing down everything we say.
Exactly, man. We need to do that.
Or if we had Polar here to kind of remind us like we did when we were all in LA.
Yeah, because he did a good job. If he's listening or he's watching, we need you, man.
Okay, so Javi's saying, is it safe to say Eduardo Rodriguez is droppable? He's been stinking it up.
He's been stinking it up. He has. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, you guys are the gurus, man. You guys answer that.
To me, I wouldn't go as far as dropping him just because I know like it's just because Javi plays in most of our leagues. So our leagues are like super competitive. I don't think you should drop him just because he's going to be serviceable. He's on a great Red Sox team that has shown to be very offensive.
Yep.
I would just say maybe just be a little more cautious as to his matchups.
Yeah. You can always bench him for a game.
Yeah,
or two.
exactly. I don't think
if he plays against the Astros, you bench him. If he plays against any high scoring team.
I know.
Why is it against the Astros? Is it because you're wearing the shirt? Is it because you're wearing a shirt?
Oh, yeah. Rhea's my puppy.
I could see that. Tony, what were you saying? Sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just going to say, like, I had that problem right now, I have Max Fried going up against the Dodgers tomorrow against Will. So Will probably won't even give me good advice. But I'm at the point, like, with Max Fried as well, like, is he droppable? Max Fry probably has a little more upside than Rodriguez does.
Yeah.
But also it's like he hasn't been performing. He's been stinking it up, as he said, you know. But I just feel like
it up.
Yeah, I just feel like you just gotta be cautious of his outings and when you want to bench him and when you don't. I'm at the point where I have to start him tomorrow because I'm down by a lot. So more than likely I'm gonna put him
life's a
out
risk.
There. Yeah.
So life's a risk on that one.
Life's a risk, eh?
Is life a risk, canal? Hey,
but don't drop him. That's just me though. Personally, every team is different. If you got an abundance of pitchers and you feel like you can move on from him, then go ahead and go for a bat or go for another pitcher.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Tony, but I also have to say it really depends on who's out there. Because you're not going to drop him for a guy that you're only going to pick up for one start.
Yeah.
So in one of my leagues, I don't remember which one it was. There were 2 pitchers that were dropped, and I scooped them up. And every time they've pitched since then, they've been doing great. One of them is Sean Manaea, who just pitched 9 innings the other day.
Oh, that's another guy that pitched 9 innings. I forgot. Yeah.
And another one is Tyler Mahle, that I've been talking about since before the season started, that he was my sleeper for starting pitchers, going really late in the draft. And then he's pitching really well this season. So, someone dropped him. Someone dropped Urquidy from Houston. I came up on a lot of starting pitching. I'm using my waivers left and right. I don't care. And, if any one of those 3 guys came up and Eduardo Rodriguez was the only one that I would be able to drop to get those, I would drop him for any 3 of those.
Yeah, but you're not going to get that.
Nah, you're not.
Maybe
not in these leagues.
League, because somebody just dropped Alex Wood. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
He's so valuable just because it's a SARP or SERP or whatever you call him.
Well,
hey, what the hell? Alex Wood what is it? 5-2?
Who?
Just because he lost to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
He's good, dude. What the hell?
I like
he's with the first place Giants.
And the Giants are mashing. They're playing ball.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't drop Eduardo Rodriguez for Alex Wood.
What?
I'd rather still.
What? No, get out of here. What? No.
Alex Wood?
Alex Wood is throwing lights out, dude. He's throwing way better than
season.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden tomorrow he's going to be out for the rest of the season because his elbow is going to start hurting.
Who, Alex
Wood?
Oh
yeah, no, I don't know about injuries. I don't know about injury,
man.
He's injured.
I don't know about injury.
I don't think
you know how we always talk about how there's certain players where they've just kind of like they failed you in the past and you just don't like that guy anymore. He's one of those guys for me because I had him before on. I don't remember what year it was. I think it was the season after he had that like Cy Young caliber season. You remember that when
2017?
He
had a good 2017, and then the 2018 he didn't play. He didn't pitch.
And I think that's when I picked him up in 2018, and I'm like, oh my god, I wasted a draft pick on this guy.
Damn.
So I just don't like that guy.
So he left a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, he really did.
Dang.
So a 3.48 ERA and a 5-3 record. So this week coming up, he has a good matchup on Tuesday against the Rangers. Rangers have actually been hitting a little bit better than they were in the beginning of the season, though. So, but he did have -8 points against the Angels on Tuesday. He allowed 7 earned runs in 3 innings.
Yeah, that doesn't worry me though.
Yeah.
Nah, because
a lot of walks, 4 walks against the Angels.
See, that's something that he doesn't really do. He probably wasn't. His arm wasn't. He probably wasn't feeling all that well that day. But
against the
he
Dodgers,
doesn't walk a lot of players.
Right. Well.
Yeah.
Okay. So against the Dodgers, he had 0 walks, which is really weird because the Dodgers walk more than any other team. But then the start before that, because he faced the Dodgers 2 times in a row, he had 2 walks, and then he had 1 walk in Pittsburgh, 3 walks in Texas, and 2 walks in Colorado. So he's giving up at least like pretty much 2 walks per outing.
And what league is he available in? Well, he's not available anymore.
I don't think he's available anywhere.
Like 80% owned.
Yeah.
All leagues. So it'd be really rare if you see him out there.
Yeah.
And if you do, I would pick him up definitely.
I would pick him up.
Yeah.
I'd pick him up if I had someone to drop for him.
Well, most people.
Well, you said you wouldn't
have a
drop him for
reliever that they
Eduardo.
can drop.
Yeah, that's because I just don't like the guy. But I mean, if I have like in one of my leagues, the new closer for Detroit, Michael Fulmer. He's hurt and he might go on the IL, and I have no IL slots. So if Alex Wood's available, then I would drop him for Alex Wood, but pretty much every other pitcher on my team, except for Logan Webb, I'd probably drop. I wouldn't drop for Alex Wood.
Gotcha.
My pitching is always pretty stacked though. That's always like the strongest point of my fantasy teams, especially this year.
Fantasy teams, man. Well, we need to get we need to get some players we need to give some players out there. I haven't seen a player that's actually like not picked up by a lot of leagues perform well this like in the past week. I know we didn't do the week 8 recap. We usually do the recaps on Tuesdays, and since vacation and all this stuff been happening, we haven't really we didn't give the week 8 recap, but almost all the good players are actually starting to produce and they're starting to actually pick it up. So
just like we said, when the weather was going to start getting warmer.
Exactly. So the weather is getting warmer. Yeah, it's getting. How hot is it out there though, Will?
Today was 92.
Damn.
92 and humid as hell, so it felt like 100.
No wonder you're wearing that shirt.
I jumped in the pool today, Will.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We got a pool, but I was away all day. I took my kid to the fair, and he had a baseball game this morning.
Okay. Yeah, I was cleaning up my house all day, dude. I got a little tan, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I needed to do a bunch of stuff.
Bro, you walk outside for 5 minutes, you get tan.
Yeah, tan. Yeah, man. What is it called?
That's like my wife is too.
Yeah.
I take forever, man. I get burnt first and then I tan.
Need to get that SPF going, man. That's 70 or what is it? The 90?
I use 50. I probably should use 50.
You need 100. Dude, anything else you guys want to talk about before we go ahead and log off? We talked about a lot of things that have been happening in baseball, fantasy baseball. Like I said, we didn't do the week 8 recap. We're going to do the week 9 recap next week. You guys
just Pavin Smith and Patrick Wisdom. If those guys are available, if you need a first baseman, third baseman, or whatever they're eligible at in your league, they're definitely worth a pickup.
Tony, anything to say?
Check Gonzalez. Check on Gonzalez. I would probably just pitching wise, they might still be available. Luis Garcia comes to mind. Albert Alzolay comes to mind. Montgomery, I think he's going to pitch 2 times this week. I don't know. Maybe he's just going to pitch once, but he's also good. I think they're like around 50-60%, those guys. So he's out there, and these 3 guys are probably out there. So I would go for those.
I'll go ahead and give the stats for Valdez.
Yeah, he's like 50-60% owned too. So definitely go after those guys.
Dude, he's been good.
Yeah.
He pitched once, but Tony, he was good previously. So yeah.
We got a little bit of time actually. So you said Luis Garcia, he's on Yahoo 64%, ESPN 62%. When he pitched against the Dodgers, he looked pretty good. And like, what do you think of this guy? Like, is this one of those guys that you pick up and you keep on your team, or is one of those guys like you got to kind of do like a matchup type of deal with this guy?
To me, I think you start him all the time just because he's been so reliable. I think he's been pitching with
Astros.
Houston. Yeah, for I think maybe like 3 weeks. He was probably like a few weeks not available. I think they called him up. Yeah. Then the Astros got the injury bug like everybody else. But dude, he's been super reliable for me. I traded him off, but he's been super reliable. Alzolay, Montgomery, not so much, but he has like good starts and bad starts. But when he has good starts, he gets you like 25 points. When he has bad starts, it's only like 5 or something, But I mean, I'm almost at the point where, I just got rid of him like a few weeks back, but I've been looking at him. If he's available, maybe from the Rockies, Marquez. Dude, Marquez. Dude, there's trade season is coming, trade week or whatever. He's probably one guy that's going to be traded off to another team. He's going to be very valuable, I think. Gallo comes to mind,
Trade bait.
Yeah, not trade bait, but
Joey
like the
Gallo hit a bomb.
Yeah. He's okay.
Yeah. We have a guy. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, Tony. Top of the lineup. I saw this guy. Actually, what's up? How's it going? Top of the lineup. They have their own podcast as well. They have their TikTok. So big shout out to you guys. Late to the party. I mean, we just went live, so we're good. We're at the end of our show. Anything else, guys, before we go ahead and log out? I know we had a lot of information out there. We threw it out there. We have the fantasy baseball news and everything. This is the last before we log off. I know I already gave it to you guys, but that's it. We're good. Yeah.
We're gonna be on a Monday or Tuesday.
Tuesday, man. We got to do the Tuesday. Right. Oh, Will. Actually, we got to wait on Will. Will, tell us right now so we can let the people that are still here, let them know that we're going live that day, man.
I'm off on Wednesday, so Tuesday night is good.
Tuesday night. All right. Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 Eastern. If you guys want to tune in and ask us questions, we'll do the week 9 recap. We'll give you the high points and who to pick up. We already gave you the 2 start pitchers, Tony Gonzalez, and if he's out there, go ahead and Tony gave you those pitchers. Will did too. Is there nothing else to say? I'm Carlos Baseball. What happened?
Bubick from the Royals.
There you go. I'm Carlos Baseball. This is Will Power and Tony Snap. Real Talk Baseball. Signing out.
See you guys.